Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to pack for a horse show, so I want you to follow along and pack for the show with me. So for this show, we are only taking Pippin, and I am the only one riding. It's also not very far away, and it's only for one day. So I don't have a whole lot to pack, thankfully. Typically, if you go to a weekend show, you have more horses, obviously that means you have a lot more to pack. So this packing is fairly simple, but it'll give you some good ideas for things that you can take with you to your shows. So here I have my tack trunk that I'm going to put in the trailer. I'm just going to go ahead and show you some things that I have in it up close. Alright, so for starters, I have most everything in this bucket here. So we have some basic washing tools. This is Cowboy Magic's Green Spot Remover. Just helps get, especially on Pippin's white socks, it helps kind of spiff them up real quick. If he's already had a bath and he accidentally gets something on him, I can spray that on there, scrub it with a rag, and make it look white again. We have some mane and tail detangler. We also have some Cowboy Magic detangler. We have Mary's Botanicals Velvet Coat Spray. This will make him look really shiny. And I have some hoof and fungus. This is kind of a just in case kind of thing. Usually I only take that if I have to go for a longer stay, but it's already in here, so I'll just keep it in. We have People sunscreen. And then I've got some hoof oil, make his feet look nice and clean before he goes into the ring. On this side, I've got some things for my tack. This is just simple leather cleaner. I have some Mary's Botanicals muscle spray. I use this after he's ridden just to help relax, or I will take a liniment, but I just have this one packed right now. This is a sample version of Mary's Botanicals leather cleaner. It's an all-in-one. It has conditioner in it as well, so usually after I clean everything with a simple soap, I'll go through and condition it with something like this. I have some ointment just in case anything comes up. Duct tape, never know when you're gonna need duct tape. And I also am taking some ulcer guard. So this is just a medication that will help him kind of keep his stomach calm. A lot of times when you're traveling, it can be really stressful. So I like to keep some of this on hand. Typically, depending on the show, this one, he's traveled there several times, so it's not quite as a stressful environment for him. But when all the other horses and riders get there, it might kind of excite him a little bit more, especially since he used to be off the track. Then that will kind of just boost his adrenaline a little bit. So I will probably go ahead and give him some of this before we even leave that morning, and then to follow or as needed. All right, next, I just have some little treats in here. I've got Mary's Botanicals Fly Spray. Here are some travel size. This is called Green Clean. It works similar as the Green Spot Remover. Just helps keep them nice and clean. This is a special soap, shampoo, and conditioner for horses. I'll probably use this especially on his little white spots to help keep him nice and tidy. So that's most of the things in this box, and I keep it in the tote here. I've got some extra tack hooks in here so that when we get there, get the trailer set up, I can have somewhere to store some things. These really come in handy whenever you have a lot of horses going. I should have plenty of space with just Pippin, but have them just in case. We've got some clean rags, use it for tack. use it to kind of spiff up my boots as I get on and head towards the ring. It's really good for wiping off his mouth or his face. He gets a lot of foam around his bit, so have a lot of those on hand. I've got some just regular body wipes. You can use them on the horse or on yourself. A sponge for his bathing, and of course soap. I will give him a bath before we even leave for this show because, like I said, it's not that far away. So I'll bathe him here, that way I don't have to deal with the occupancy of what's available at the show grounds. I'll just bathe him here, load him, and then use my little touch-ups to help keep him clean once we get there. And then I also have some grain, which I have stored in a baggie here, and a bucket for that. That is really just extra. He'll have breakfast before we leave that day, and we're coming back the same day, so do I actually need it? Probably not, but I like to take some and keep it on hand just in case the day ends up longer than you think. Maybe you get back later and you want to feed dinner before you come back. Plus it's alfalfa pellets, that's the main thing that he eats, and that's a really good buffer for the stomach, so I might just give him some throughout the day as a little snack, or while he's at the trailer, if he gets impatient, we might use some of those. So that's pretty much everything that's in my tote right now. A couple things that I don't have packed yet is my horse first aid, so I'll have some vet wrap. I already showed you the ointment, but I'll pack some more things for that, and then I also will do a human first aid, band-aids, just little things like that, chapstick, things that people might need. So still have those things to pack. Next we're gonna head to the trailer and I'll show you the things that I've already packed in there. Alright, so now I'm at the trailer. I'm just gonna go through really quick some things that I have packed. As you can see behind me and beside me, I have a couple of buckets for watering. I'll keep his pan from inside for feeding if he needs any feed. And then I packed an extra one for bathing in case I need to put suds or something in it. Some other things I have packed is my saddle, which I've already cleaned and wrapped and put everything away for. I have his bridle that he'll show in, his martingale, and I have 2 girths packed. I have a couple of saddle pads along with his half pad that's packed in here. So I've also got my helmet packed away. We have a pitchfork and empty bucket to put manure in. I also have his show pad and schooling pads packed. I probably won't need the schooling pads because I went ahead and schooled him today. So I probably won't school him the day of the show. I'll just tack him up for my classes, warm him up, and move on from there. Inside here we have all of his brushes. We have some smaller things, like I keep a toothbrush in there. It helps clean really hard places to get to. We've got some more bathing supplies, rubber bands for doing his mane. I've got some gloves, scissors. I have a leather hole punch in case I have to do anything with my tack while I'm there. I've also packed some pins, pencils, and stuff for whenever I go to register at the show. The cool thing about this brush box is you can also use it as a mounting block. So I can put everything in there, lock it up whenever I'm done. And if I need to get on him at the trailer and ride him to the ring, I can just use this as a mounting block to get on. So I don't have to wait in line at the mounting block. So that's a cool little tip. A couple of other things I have is a lunge line and a lunge whip in case I need to do any groundwork with him for any reason. Typically, it'll just depend on how many days we're at a show, whether I do groundwork or not. I'm not actually planning on doing it at this one, but you never know when you might need to add some lunging in. So lastly, I have his hay nets ready and full, and I'll just keep those here at the trailer. I'll keep them tied right here on this ring, and I'll keep his nets full all day long. It's really, really important to me to keep his belly full of some sort of forage. He needs to be munching pretty much all day long, especially if he's just standing around at the trailer. So unless I'm off at a class or waiting for my class to start, I'm hoping that he'll be chewing on some hay because it is a stressful environment and I don't want any acid building up inside of his gut before I go to ride, which could cause some ulcers to happen. So I always keep hay on hand and I try to keep it available all the time unless I'm, again, on and headed to the show ring. So lastly, all that I have to get packed is the attire and things that I'm going to need for myself. I will pack my breeches. I'm trying to decide between 2 show shirts, so I'll take both of them. I'll take my show coat, belt, hairnet, gloves, and just other things that I'll need for the day of the show. I'll take my boots and make sure that all of that stuff is clean and ready to go before I even pack it away. So other than that, that's pretty much all I'm going to take for this show, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.